Welcome back, Josh Morin here. This is part three of our branding, marketing, and recruiting series for agents in the life insurance space. So far, we've talked about building a personal brand that attracts. We've covered marketing that builds trust and curiosity. Now it's time to bring it home. Let's bring this ship, let's bring this puppy to shore here. So this video is really all about recruiting, and not in the way that most people are doing it, because if you've looked on your social media, you've probably seen somebody doing it wrong. So we want to teach you the correct ways to recruit. So you've probably seen the spammy DMs. Yes, the cold pitch copy and paste messages that you get. Then you've received the same copy and paste message from three, four, five of the same people from the same company because they're utilizing some form of VA team that's in a foreign country to do hundreds of cold outreach every single day. And or you've received like the "Hey boss babe, want to join my team" energy messages. Let me be clear, that's definitely not what we do here, and that's not leadership, that's not attractive, and that's definitely not sustainable in the long term. It's only going to recruit a certain number of people, and if you've been recruited that way, that's really on you. I always just wanna put myself in the level of perspective of how am I going to recruit or attract the highest quality of individual, and I definitely know that it's not cold DM outreach. Instead, what we're gonna talk about is how to recruit with intentionality. So we're gonna break down what I would consider indirect versus direct outreach, how to engage in daily conversations without pitching somebody, why DMs I believe are the most powerful recruiting tool that you have, that's free, and how to let opportunity unfold naturally instead of forcing it. Let's jump in. Recruiting is a conversation, not a script. At its core, recruiting is about relationships and relationship building. Trust me, people don't join the business. They ultimately join people. They join you. They join your story. They join what they resonate with. And the best way to build relationships is the same way that you would do it offline. Not a hug and a handshake, but through conversation, connectivity, collaboration. Once again, they're finding resonance with you and your story. So they're looking for real human two-way interactions. No pitch decks, no pressure, connection with the individual that they feel like your story and their story has some form of resonance or parallels with one another. Now, the biggest myth about recruiting is that you need some master script to close people. Why would you need to have a master script if you're just being yourself? You don't. Originality doesn't require a script. When you're just being your authentic, genuine self, you don't require a script when you're recruiting. I promise you, you don't need a script. Just talk to people, have conversation with them. If you see them in person, would you whip out your phone and ask Chat GPT what to say or what not to say? No. If you're on a date, would you ask Google what to say or what not to say? No. Would you phone a friend? No. You just talk from your heart. And I promise you, the people that are going to hear your message are going to hear your message. And the people that you're not going to connect with, you're not going to connect with. It's just like dating or connecting or anything of that nature. Indirect outreach, which is the long game. So let's talk about it here. This means starting conversations without pitching. Yes, you're creating interactions. You're not trying to sell the opportunity just yet. So the whole idea is that you're just creating a perpetual machine, emotion in your DMs, emotion in your social media, emotion in your life. You're showing up as a real human being. So how do you do it? It's pretty dang simple to create this momentum and this motion. You reply to somebody's story, slide up on 5 to 10 stories a day, comment on them, make a remark that they can remember, comment on a post that you liked of theirs, and have it be a detailed post, not some like goofy little post with some goofy little emoji. Make it a genuine post where you can conversate with an individual in the event that they respond back. React to their content. Ask them a personal question. Shoot them a voice message with an encouragement. And this ultimately creates a ripple effect. So here's the truth: every meaningful conversation has value, even if it doesn't lead to recruit, because it might lead to a referral. It could lead to a future client. It could lead to a collaborative opportunity for you, or simply brand visibility, meaning that they're supporting you. So you're building presence in people's lives. And when they're ready, if they're ready to join you, they'll join you. But they'll ultimately remember you because of how you made them feel. Indirect recruiting is about planting seeds, not forcing fruit here. Now, let's talk about active outreach the right way. Yes, directive active outreach has some principles that you must follow. There's a time and place for direct messages where you clearly present the opportunity. But here's the key: you don't lead with opportunity, you lead with context and connection. Here's what it doesn't look like: "Hey, I'm hiring. You want to make 5K your first month? Join my team." Hard pass. Here's what it does look like: "Hey man, saw your post about being frustrated with your job. I went through something similar a few years ago, so I know this is totally random, but I might have something worth sharing if you're open to a different path. Or you've got a great way of communicating. Have you ever considered commission based work where your skills could earn you more? Now, this is curiosity driven. Both of these will work great. They have resonance, they're very genuine and authentic. It's organic, it's original, it's respectful, and it invites a real conversation, not just a sales pitch. Back in 2016, Gary Vaynerchuk said something to me that just like stuck with me. Absolutely stored this away for forever. So you know that this definitely has some form of reach, and I do believe that it's still applicable to today. He says it goes down in the DMs, and he's of course like yelling and swearing, and probably somewhat to like what I like to do, but I'm keeping it PG in this and very professional. But it goes down in the DMs, and he definitely wasn't wrong because the real recruiting pipeline, the one that never runs dry, it lives in the DMs. Here's how to build that pipeline every single day. So this take this applicable step, put it in perpetual motion in your business and watch things change in the next 30 days. The 5 to 10 interaction rule. Each day, aim for 5 to 10 social interactions with individuals in your social media platforms. Yes, 5 to 10. Slide up in the DMs. It goes down in the DMs. Create interaction in your DMs, social interactions inside of your DMs. You can slide up on stories, drop a genuine comment, like I said, start a DM thread, send a personalized voice message, ask a thoughtful message. Most of these things might not convert today, but in 30, 60, 90 days, those relationships definitely compound. People remember how you make them feel. And when they're ready to make a change, you're already in their inbox. Here's one of the biggest mistakes new agents make: they blast their warm market with join my team messages and burn out their audience in the first 30 days. I've seen this so many times because the moment that you come out as the insurance man, the insurance woman, the fitness guru, whatever it is, that becomes your identity. So the moment you do that, people now know when you're reaching out to them what their conversation is about. So don't burn out your organic reach in the first 30 days. It's simple. Don't put some cliche messages out there because you feel like you just have to post content. I promise you, improper application is worse than not saying anything. I promise you in this. You don't want to burn out your warm market. Instead, you want to sift through your warm market slowly. You want to use indirect engagement, stay top of mind through stories and comments, let your content do the warming for you. Let your DMs do the qualifying. If someone shows interest or reaches out, now you're in a position to invite that individual. But rushing that process will only dry up your leads and damage your relationships with people. It's going to burn out your warm market, and you're going to be identified as the life insurance guy or girl, and that's the last thing you want. You don't want to chase people into your business. You ultimately want them to walk forward because they've been watching you long enough to trust you. Let me leave you with a simple framework that you can implement into your business today. Number one is going to be conversation. Don't pitch, converse, connect. Be a dang human being, all right? It's not that hard. Like, pretend that you're courting people or you're connecting with people at the pub or the bar or a barbecue or something of that nature. And if you're an introvert, now's the time that you open your mouth, because in this business, closed mouths don't get fed. Okay, so you're gonna have to shake some hands and you're gonna have to connect with people. If you want to build a team and actually build an agency, you cannot be an introvert. You're going to be an extroverted introvert if you have to. Get out of your comfort zone or find people who are extroverted. But you're going to, in that process to finding people who are more extroverted than you, you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. Be a real human being, connect with people, get to know people, and that's ultimately going to build trust. Number two, curiosity. Drop questions that open the door, not ultimatums. Here's a good question to ask somebody: have you ever considered something outside of corporate? You're at a bar or you're at a gathering or you're on social media. Have you ever thought about commission based work? What's your long term goal with what you're doing now? Let them lean in. It creates curiosity and it's ultimately going to create conversation. Number three of the three C's is content. Your content backs up your invitation. Now, you can't have absolutely no content on your page, your portfolio, right? Remember, you're the artist. So if somebody's asking to look at your work to back it up that you have social proof, you want to make sure that your page actually has social proof. And they also gotta know that you exist, right? Because I can look many times on some people in our agency, and it doesn't even look like they're alive unless you knew them. They hadn't posted a photo for years, and you had no idea what the heck they're up to. So if you're wanting to build a brand, that's a great place to start. You have to have content that's gonna back up the invitation. So if someone gets the message and checks your page, are they going to be intrigued or are they going to be confused? Because if they go to your page and you're saying that you run a seven-figure business and it gets that deep in conversation and they go to your page and there's no post and they have no idea what you're up to, they're going to be ultimately confused. Your brand should match your invitation. So recruiting is a three-part equation and the DMs are the middle bridge. Just know that it goes down in the DMs. My final thoughts on everything is that recruiting doesn't have to be awkward. It doesn't have to feel salesy, and it definitely doesn't have to be cold. When you've built a strong personal brand, when your content reflects who you are and what you stand for, when your DMs are full of value, not vanity, people want to be part of it and they want to know what you're doing and they want to ask you about what you're doing. So stop overthinking the script. You just got to show up, be present, and ultimately have more conversations with people. The number of conversations you have are going to be in direct correlation with the number of people that like, trust, and respect you enough to have conversations about the business specifically. Just know that your surface level of conversations that you then allow yourself to go a little bit deeper into interactions with these individuals is going to open up the door maybe for future collaborations, business partners, prosperity partners, so have it. But just know it all starts with more having more conversations. Because at the end of the day, your next team leader, your next top producer, your next business friend, or the person that's going to blow up your business could just be one DM away. Let's build this thing, let's keep it real, and let's recruit the right way because there's definitely a right way. Don't get lost in what everybody else is doing.